Hi, I'm Vincent, and today I'm going to introduce the strawman fallacy.
The strawman fallacy is a kind of an informal fallacy. The informal fallacy occurs when the contents of an argument's stated premise fail to adequately support its proposed conclusion. Informal fallacy may have a valid logical form and yet be unsound because one or more premises are false. The error in informal fallacy is not a flaw in the form of the argument. And the name, the strawman fallacy, comes from the practice of using strawmen in military training. The strawman is easier and safer for practice. People use strawmen in replace of live people in training. Similarly, when people are arguing with others, they sometimes take this tactic to argue with their opponent. It makes their opponent's argument easier to attack, like attacking a strawman. And it involves criticizing a distorted, overstated, or understated misrepresented version of an argument and claiming to have refuted the original argument. The misrepresented version of their opponent's argument is easier for them to refute, just as easy as shooting a strawman. To ignore crucial information, or even to distort claims to absurdity, which is easier to refute, these are all the strawman tactics. However, it is not always intentional. Sometimes it is accidental. If we don't fully understand the meaning of an argument your opponent asserts, we may make the strawman fallacy. And this is how the strawman fallacy works. A. Assert the argument X first, and the argument X was replaced by or distort to the argument Y, and then B. Refute the argument Y, which is more easier to attack and refute.
And there are some classic examples of the strawman fallacy, and I will take one for example. Here's the case. A said that our country should put more budget into the development of education. However, B responds that you are not patriotic. You want to reduce the national defense spending and make our country weaker in the world. In this case, putting more budget into the development of education doesn't mean that reducing the national defense spending. So, in this case, B refutes an argument that A has never asserted, so he made the strawman fallacy. In addition, the strawman fallacy is common in our TV commercial, and let's see a TV commercial together.
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big fluffy bun.
It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
And in this commercial, they distort or exaggerate that some fast food restaurant provides hamburgers with almost no beef and attack them. The hamburger presented in this ad is a distorted version of their competitors. It uses a kind of the strawman fallacy. There are also many the strawman fallacy in our daily conversation. Take my own experience for example. One day, my friend asked me to play basketball with him. However, I am too tired to play basketball, so I refused his asking by saying that I am so tired. However, he was not quite happy about my answer. She said that you just don't want to play basketball with me because I suck. Fine, that's okay. So in this example, my friend made the strawman fallacy by misrepresenting my reason for not playing basketball with him. And this is all my presentation. Thanks for your listening.